Okay, thank you.
Right, well what we'll do now is have those who have prepared motions, I'd ask them to come up and read them. And Kevin, but what I would ask you to do, when you read your resolution, read it in full, don't speak to it, don't explain it. If there's questions, they'll come from the floor. Okay? And what we'll do, we'll take each resolution one at a time and we'll agree or disagree to carry that resolution.
Thanks, Ron. Well, in front of me, we've formulated 5 resolutions, but my friend down here, Brian Kahn, has another one that I'd ask him to come up and read to the general public here after I've completed these. We'll do one at a time and ask for you people to vote on them. They're going to be done singularly, not as a joint sheet. So the first one is, this proposed resolution is to the Minister for the Health and the Ombudsman. It is the strong belief of this meeting that Dr McGinity has been deemed denied natural justice, procedural fairness, when he was suspended without significant prior notice or reason by the Tasmanian Medical Council on the 27th of March 2009. We call for the Ombudsman and the Minister for Health, Lara Giddy, to immediately review the procedural powers of the Tasmanian Medical Council.
Did you people down the back hear that? Yes. It's clear, distinct. You have no questions on it? In that case, I would therefore ask those in favour of carrying that resolution, raise your hand please. Is there anybody who has? We can say it's unanimous?
Yes.
Thank you. Kevin, your next one please.
Our second resolution, to the Minister for Health. We call on the Minister for Health, Lara Giddings, to fully disclose to the public the procedures and processes utilised in the suspension of Dr McGinity.
Short and to the point. Clearly understood? Yes. Those who would be in favour of moving that resolution? Again, unanimous. If I say any of these are unanimous and somebody disagrees, please let me know.
Right, proposal number 3. Upon receipt of Dr McGinity's response to your council, we insist that your investigation is pursued promptly and with vigour, hopefully to achieve reinstatement in the same time frame that you saw fit to implement his suspension, that is 24 hours.
Basically, the background detail of that was that there was only 24 hours from the receipt of the complaints until they acted. They swung the knife so mercilessly. 24 hours. Your future can be gone. You all clearly understand that? Yes. So therefore, those in favour of moving that resolution, raise your hand please. Again, unanimous. Somebody's going to catch me out, I'm staying in a minute.
Right, number 4, to the Minister for Health. The changed agenda for the delivery of health services statewide has been implemented, with many communities being affected without adequate consultation. The most striking example of this is the outlying regional areas. Therefore, Minister, we call upon you to tell all communities, ours in particular, what is your rationale for implementing changes in medical service without local consultation.
Again, clearly heard and understood. Those in favour of agreement with that resolution, raise your hand, please. Again, unanimous. Wouldn't you love Parliament like this?
The last resolution for me on this sheet, number 5, to further the provision of to further the provision of appropriate emergency response in our region, we demand urgent consideration for the provision of an ambulance station in Scottsdale staffed with paramedic capability.
I noticed a lot of heads nodding when they heard that. Again, now we've gone from specifically Dr Paul's case, and I understand Dr Paul was well aware of this, and in his conversations, am I wrong, Kevin and Yasmin, in his number of conversations with them, his concern was as much for his community as for his own situation, which says something for the man.
It sure is.
So there we are. We have that last one, the provision of a ambulance station with paramedic facilities of capability. Those who would agree with that resolution being sent to the Minister for Health, raise your hand, please. Moved by a majority. We didn't have... No, just a majority on that one. Significant majority. Thank you very much for those. And we have Brian. Now please, just while Brian's coming up to the microphone, is there anybody else wants to move a resolution? Just give me some notice. Okay. Thank you, Brian.
Oh, thank you. In relation to the ambulance, your Dr Paul McGinity has discussed this with the Secretary of the Department, Sue and Kim. He's discussed this with the Secretary of the Department. He wrote to the Secretary only recently, and I believe he received a reply back from the Secretary on the 20th of March. But if a town is like St Mary's, and which was done under the previous Liberal government, and put an ambulance in with paramedics at St Mary's, surely in an area of forestry and everything such as Scottsdale, it should be here as well. Yeah. Now we've mentioned tonight that possibly the politicians can do nothing, but we have seen the Premier, the previous Premier Paul Lennon, intervene when it was necessary with the Minister, and this is what this particular resolution is. We, the public of Dorset community, request that the Premier David Bartlett consult with his Minister Lara Giddings, Minister for Health, and intervene for the residents of Branksome, Ringarooma, Derby, Winnaleah, Pioneer, Gladstone, and of the far northeast Rushy Lagoon. As Minister for Education, he is responsible for the primary schools at those various areas in the far northeast. And by his intervention, he will ease the anxiety of parents who no longer have a doctor at Derby. What a disgrace. The autocratic action taken did not take this into consideration, the needs of these residents, and most importantly, their children, who are our future. Makes them second-class citizens. Premier, we request your intervention.
Clearly understand Brian's resolution there, appealing to the Premier on those points. Those in favour of that, please raise your hand.
Peter Fish, you haven't got your hand up.
Thank you. Unanimous. Please, Yasmin, do you have one of those complaint forms? Just a little bit of housekeeping here. What I'll do, I'll take this. Is it only one page?
Yeah, you can have this next.
Look, I'll rattle off, for those people in Bridport,